everything that I'm doing now on Eve speakers, you know. So I don't even want it to sound like I'm trying to make a commercial for Eve. It's really that I was really impressed. You know, there's not many pieces of equipment that come that impress me after being around so long. Commissioner Gordon Williams. I'm a 7-time Grammy Award-winning engineer and producer, and love Eve speakers. I'm probably most known for Lauryn Hill's Miseducation, Carlos Santana's Supernatural, Damian Marley's Welcome to Jamrock, and Amy Winehouse's first album, Frank. But we've worked with a lot of people over my career. Very talented artists. Well, I think it's hard to say perfect, but you know, the best experiences that I've had are just making sure that the red light is on when the magic happens. You know, sometimes when people get together, there's a certain magic that happens when people interact, you know, but a lot of times that magic can get interrupted when you think too much. So one of my, I don't want to call it a trick, but one of my ways of approaching any recording session is just to make sure that I'm in record, to capture it. The funny thing about Eve speakers is that I've made a comment to a friend that you know, Eve made me spend money that I wasn't really planning on spending, you know, because speakers are a funny thing. I think it takes a certain amount of time to get accustomed to a pair of speakers, for your ear to adjust to them. So for years I've been around, you know, I don't want to call any names, but the most popular speakers that would be in most recording studios. So when a friend of mine played Eve for me, what surprised me was how much I could hear things that I didn't hear before, especially in things that I even did. So I would, you know, always test listening on things that I worked on, and certain frequencies jumped out of the speaker, some that I liked, and actually some that I didn't like. It made me think like, whoa, I could have done that a little better, you know? So I tried a pair, and from then I've been hooked. I actually want more. I want all the Eve speakers. Yeah, I actually had, I think before, I had a 6-inch version, maybe a 5 or a 6-inch version, before I had the smaller ones. Because what I realized is the low-end response was so high, even with the little speaker, with the smallest one, I could hear bass. You know, that was another thing that was really surprising to me, how much low-end response came out of such a small, you know, cabinet. But I see Roland as a scientist, so you know, that's a secret. That's his secret sauce. So it's okay. I'm still trying to figure out how, you know. But yeah, the small ones. Yeah, because you know, I had a bigger room at the time that I'm in now, so the 307s were you know, to give you that punch. But the funny thing about the 307s now is everyone thinks I have a subwoofer. Everyone comes in and is like, where's the subs? There's no subs, it's just these speakers. So I have to play the 307s a little lower, but yeah, they're great. No, but I'm thinking about for the 207s a subwoofer. Yeah, but we don't need a sub with anything now. Yeah, actually, you know, it did in a way, because I could make adjustments a lot quicker and be secure in them, because I'm probably my own worst critic. So I check myself, I think, more than anybody else does. So the thing I got from those speakers, from just Eve in general, is that I could be sure about what I heard. And anytime, and I would even test other people, I would purposely leave something undone in a song, especially say if I'm mixing something and the client is not in the room with me. I would do something and take it to maybe 75% and think to myself, okay, you know what? I think the vocal is a little lower, could be a little bit brighter, but I'm not gonna say anything. Let me see what they say. And it would be I would say 95% of the time, exactly what I think it is exactly what they say. And I think that's a testament to the speaker, because I can really hear it. Yeah, I do. Check them in the car, I check them on everything, check them on computers, check them in other speakers, because now, check them on a phone. People listen so much on phones now that you have to look at different medium to make sure that you're in a relative place. Yeah, there's some secrets and there's some things we can talk about. I'm doing quite a bit of work in China now, and there's some exciting new artists and new projects coming from there that'll be going back and forth between China and the US. Also, my band, White Tiger Society, we're releasing our first album next year, and most of it was done with Eve. That's the first project that I've really fully mixed the whole record on. I'm working with a young lady now, Elle Varner, who has an album coming next year. Very, very talented singer-songwriter, and I just did her single and mixed it on Eve. Really, everything that I'm doing now on Eve speakers, so I don't even want it to sound like I'm trying to make a commercial for Eve. It's really that I was really impressed. There's not many pieces of equipment that impress me after being around so long. When you're on a high end of equipment, it's almost like if you're in the high end of automobiles. If you're Mercedes, BMW, that level of car, Audi, they're all great, but they all have a certain standard of driving. So it becomes particular what it is that you really like about one over the other, but in general, they're all great. So a lot of studio equipment is like that. It's all high end, it's really, really good. So what's the big difference between one interface to another? It has to really impact, I guess, that producer or that artist. So the Eve is the first time a pair of speakers actually did that for me, because I've worked with a lot of speakers and I like them. I like, many brands of speakers, but for me, as a tool, I think as a working tool, it makes me work. Some people don't like, say, for example, ribbons. I've always heard the argument that they sound too good. They sound too good, so you can't really judge. I could understand that argument, because I have had speakers that I would say that do that, but Eve was a challenge to me, because it took me a little while to really be able to hone in on the things that I was hearing, to say, okay, am I really hearing it, or am I fooling myself? I would ask even my friend at Sam Ash all the time, what is it with these speakers? I'm still trying to figure out why do they do that? Like, what is it with the mechanics of it that allow me to really, it's almost like it's super detailed. I don't really even know the way to describe it, but there's a detail in it that allows you to pinpoint things, but it's also, that can be a problem if you're not, a person who wants to hear that, because it's like someone pointing out your fault. Like, if you don't like that, if you don't want to correct yourself, someone tells you, hey, you need to work on that, you may not like it. The speakers kind of do that to me. They make me sort of go back to do something that I'm always really happy with in the end. So, I can trust them.